The average senior homeowner in the US paid $4,271 in property taxes last year, and for 92% of them, that bill was higher than it legally needed to be. Not because they made a mistake, because there's one specific form that reduces the tax. And for most older homeowners, no one has ever even told them the form exists. The AP Foundation confirmed it. 9.3 million older adults qualify for a property tax break they are legally entitled to. Only 8% have ever filed for it. The other 92% keep overpaying year after year, and there is no plan to proactively notify them. But here's what you need to stay for. Even the seniors who discover the form and submit it, many still get rejected. Not because they don't qualify, but because of one particular part of the application that almost nobody fills out correctly. The county doesn't mail it back for fixes. They deny it, close it out, and the chance is gone for another full year. I'm going to show you exactly which section that is. But first, let's talk about the real money involved. Here's what this video covers: the name of the form and how it works, the savings amounts, which range from $30 to $6,500 a year, depending on your state, why 92% of eligible seniors have never filed, the exact error that gets most applications denied before anyone even reviews them, and the retroactive option, because in several states, if you qualified in prior years and didn't know it, you can go back and claim it. That last part is what most people never see coming. We'll get to it. Meet Carol. She's 68. She spent 26 years as a public school teacher in Illinois. In 2001, she bought a home outside Springfield for $162,000. By 2024, the assessed value was $310,000. Her yearly property tax bill was $7,400. Carol paid it every year for more than 20 years, on time, without questioning it. Then in 2024, a neighbor brought up the senior assessment freeze. Carol had never heard of it. She went to the county assessor website and learned she'd been eligible since 2021. 3 years of overpayment, 3 full years. The county never notified her. Carol isn't the rare case. Carol is the normal case. The AP Foundation runs an entire program because what happened to Carol is happening to millions right now, and we still haven't even reached the rejection trap, the part that hits the people who do locate the form. The form is called the Senior Homestead Exemption. Some states call it the Senior Property Tax Exemption. Illinois calls it the Senior Citizens Homestead Exemption. The label varies by state, but the mechanics are basically the same everywhere. Here's how it works. Your county calculates property tax using your home's assessed value. The exemption reduces that assessed value before the tax is computed. If your home is assessed at $300,000 and your state exempts $50,000 for seniors, you're taxed on $250,000 instead. That reduction repeats every year as long as you keep the home and stay eligible. Some states offer something even more powerful, the senior assessment freeze. Instead of lowering the value, it locks the taxable assessment at a fixed level. Once you apply, your home's taxable value is frozen at that point. Even if home prices rise and your neighbor's tax bills climb, yours doesn't. Carol qualified for both programs. She didn't know either existed. Here's what the savings can look like nationwide. In New Jersey, the senior freeze can save up to $6,500 per year. In Texas, homeowners age 65 and older get an additional $60,000 exemption, saving eligible seniors about $938 per year in school district taxes alone. In New York, a law signed in 2026 now lets local jurisdictions exempt up to 65% of your home's assessed value. That's new this year. In Illinois, the senior assessment freeze permanently locks the assessed value once you file. Now stretch that out across time. A senior in New Jersey who files today and stays in the home for 10 years keeps $65,000 that would have gone to taxes. In Texas, it's close to $10,000. In Illinois, with property values rising the way they have, The savings get larger every year the freeze stays active. And here's the detail almost nobody knows. Those savings assume you filed this year. In some states, if you were eligible earlier and never knew, you can file retroactively. Texas allows up to 2 prior tax years. Illinois allows up to 3. For Carol, that meant 3 years of overpayment she could try to recover. And we still haven't reached the worst part. This exemption isn't new. Illinois' Senior Citizens Homestead Exemption has been around since 1994, 32 years. During those 32 years, the state has not mailed a single notice to qualifying senior homeowners telling them the program exists. Not one. Here's the reality. Property tax exemptions in the US are not automatic. There isn't a system that tracks your 65th birthday and updates your property record. You don't get a letter. You don't get a notice. The county assessor runs the program, and they do not market it. Finding it, applying, and meeting the deadline falls entirely on you. The AAP Foundation created a volunteer program because this gap is so massive. Over the last 5 years, that program helped Americans recover nearly $10 million in property tax relief. $10 million from one volunteer effort. That tells you exactly how many people are being missed every year. And it gets worse. Even when seniors finally learn about the exemption, many still lose it. Not because they don't qualify, but because deadlines are rarely communicated. No letter, no reminder, no warning. Florida closes its additional senior exemption on March 1st. New York City closes on March 15th. Texas closes April 30th. Colorado can run as late as July 15th. Those dates aren't printed on your tax bill. They aren't mailed. If you don't know to search for them, the window closes quietly and you overpay for another year. But deadlines are only the second biggest reason people lose this benefit. The biggest reason is what I mentioned at the beginning, and we're there now. Most counties run multiple senior tax programs at the same time. The Senior Homestead Exemption is a different application from the Senior Assessment Freeze, which is different from a circuit breaker credit, which is different from the regular homestead exemption available to homeowners of any age. These programs sit side by side in the same office, with different requirements, different deadlines, and different forms. When a senior finds an exemption and files the wrong form, the county doesn't redirect it. They don't call. They process what was submitted, deny it, and close it. Weeks later, you receive a letter saying you didn't qualify, when the truth is you did qualify. You just filed the wrong application. That's trap number 1. Trap number 2 is the exact section I warned you about at the start. In many states, this exemption includes a household income limit. In Illinois, it's $65,000. In New York City, it's $58,000 to $399,000. In Florida, the additional senior exemption requires income below $36,000. When a senior submits the application without attaching proof of income, the application is automatically denied, not reviewed, not returned for correction, denied and closed. One missing document, one automatic rejection, and another year of overpaying. Here's what most people in Carol's position don't realize until someone spells it out. In Illinois, if you qualified for the senior assessment freeze in earlier years but never filed, you can submit retroactive applications for up to 3 prior tax years. Carol qualified starting in 2021. She applied in 2024. That's the full 3-year window. The county processed all 3 retroactive filings. This is as close as the property tax system gets to money that was already owed to you. No investment, no product, no attorney, just a form. And in states that allow retroactive filing, the credit or refund is already sitting there. Ready? Step 1. Verify eligibility. Most states require you to be 65 or older to own and live in your primary residence, and in many states, to stay under a household income limit. Check your state's exact rules before you file. Step 2. Get the correct form from your county assessor's official government website. Search your county name plus Senior Homestead Exemption Application 2026. Avoid third-party sites. Step 3. Collect your documents before you start. Proof of age, like a driver's license or birth certificate. Proof of ownership, like your deed or latest mortgage statement. Proof of income, if your state uses an income limit, such as last year's tax return or a Social Security award letter. Attach everything when you submit. Step 4. Find your county's exact 2026 deadline today and write it down. Search your county name plus property tax exemption deadline 2026. Step 5. Submit to your county.